All right, let's kick off another deep dive. Today, we're going to be exploring Daddy Ray.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, this UK gospel artist, been making music for decades, apparently.
Yeah, decades.
And what's really cool about this one is we've got two totally different sources to dig into.
Okay.
We've got like a formal bio, the kind you see on a website. But then we also have a personal bio written by Daddy Ray himself.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it should give us a more well-rounded look at him.
Yeah, I like it. Get both the official story and the personal perspective.
Exactly. So we've got this Birmingham-based musician, leads a group called God's Mind, Body, and Spirit.
Right away. That tells you something.
That does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not just entertainment, right? It's deeper.
You can kind of guess what his music might be about.
Totally, yeah. Sets the tone.
So looking back at his journey, what really got me excited about this one was his journey, from playing bass in church like way back when to forming his own group called God's Mind, Body, and Spirit.
God's Mind, Body, and Spirit.
Yeah, and it seems like he's got this really cool blend of musical influences.
I see.
And you can just tell he pours his heart into these songs.
That's awesome.
So where do you want to start?
Well, his musical development is really interesting.
Yeah.
He starts with that gospel music background, playing bass in church.
Yeah.
And with the Highgate Gospel Choir.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like those early experiences really shaped his sound.
Yeah, it's the foundation.
Just totally.
But I also hear,
Yeah.
I don't know if you hear this too, but
Tell me.
I hear some blues and soul in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in his vocals.
Definitely. You can hear it.
What do you think about those influences?
Yeah, they definitely shine through. It's not just straight gospel,
Yeah.
There's a richness and depth to it.
Right.
They wrote and recorded a ton of songs.
Sounds prolific.
Really prolific. But here's the thing.
What's that?
They hardly ever performed live.
Huh. That is interesting.
Makes you wonder why, right?
Yeah. Why all the recording if not to perform it?
Maybe he was really focused on just perfecting the music in the studio.
Maybe. Or maybe he wanted to create a certain kind of listening experience.
Yeah, I like that.
Something more intimate that you really get to absorb on your own terms.
That's a really good point. It's about the listener's experience.
And that focus on intention really comes through. He dedicated a song to his wife, a gift from God to me.
Ah, that's sweet.
It is, yeah. Clearly a personal touch there.
For sure. And it reminds us, there's a story behind every song, every artist.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of stories, faith obviously plays a huge role in his music.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And get this, he spent 8 years studying theology.
Whoa, 8 years. That's serious dedication.
Right. Not just a passing interest. That's got to influence his songwriting, on a deep level.
Yeah, definitely adds layers to those gospel roots.
For sure. And yet, it wasn't until 2020 that he actually became an independent recording artist.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. He worked with producer Ruben King
on
his debut EP, Create in Me a Clean Heart.
So that was his official debut.
Exactly. Big transition from, writing at home to actually releasing music.
Makes you wonder what that was like for him.
Totally. Almost like he was building up to this moment for years.
And once he did, wow, the floodgates opened.
Right. He's got EPs, albums, singles, even instrumental pieces.
Cannot See a Way, The Journey, You Can't Do Wrong and Get By, so much variety.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus, you're the best thing. Not surprising given his background.
Sure.
But there's a reggae version of that song.
Whoa, reggae.
Yeah. You got to wonder if he was trying to reach a new audience or just experimenting. Pushing the boundaries of gospel music.
It's a cool thought, blending those genres.
Definitely. And speaking of blending, he also released a tribute to his parents who passed away in 2020 with 2 instrumental pieces. In a Land Where We'll Never Grow Old. And Standing on the Promises.
Wow, that's really poignant, using instrumental music like that.
Yeah, it can be so powerful for expressing complex emotions.
Yeah, sometimes words just aren't enough.
Exactly. He's inviting us to feel his grief and hope through the music itself.
Really makes you think about the choices he made with those instruments.
Doesn't it? What instruments did he use? Was there a particular significance to them?
Yeah, you start listening with a whole new level of attention.
Trying to hear the story behind every note.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, how did these personal experiences shape his music?
And how does that impact the listener? It's fascinating.
Yeah, it's like music can speak to us, even when there are no words.
It's true. And with Daddy Ray, you really feel like his whole life is in his music.
It's all there. His faith, the relationships, like even experiencing loss and finding hope.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it so relatable, you know? He's so open.
It's not just about the music. It's like you're connecting with a person.
Totally. So I'm curious about the collaborations in his journey.
Oh, yeah, like we mentioned Harold Latouche.
Right, and Dean Lawrence.
Yeah, of course, Ruben King.
All these different people contributing to his sound in different ways. What stands out to you?
Well, I think what strikes me is it's not just about getting the job done. It's like collaboration is part of the process for him.
Yeah. He's learning from them, bringing in these different perspectives.
It's like he's creating a space where everyone's talents can shine.
That's a great way to put it. And you can hear it, you know, like Dean Lawrence's vocals on Creating Me a Clean Heart.
Oh, yeah.
It adds this whole other layer to the song.
A richness you wouldn't get otherwise.
Right. And then there's Ruben King.
Yeah, helping him navigate being an independent artist.
That's a big deal, having someone with that experience by your side.
It's huge.
Almost like a mentor, you know?
And it shows a lot about him, that he's open to that, to learning.
Definitely, not just teaching, but learning from others, too.
And that sense of community, it goes beyond the studio, right? It's with the listeners, too.
Yeah, he's inviting us along on this journey.
This journey of faith, of music, of life, really.
Exactly. And that's where his faith really shines through, I think.
Like, remember the name of his group. God's Mind, Body, and Spirit.
It's a statement, right? Music is about more than entertainment for him.
And it's not just a name. You know, you see it in the lyrics, too.
Oh, totally.
Like, create in me a clean heart. That's straight from Psalm 51.
A prayer for forgiveness, renewal.
Yeah. He's weaving these centuries-old themes into his music.
And yet it feels fresh, you know?
It does. It really does. I mean, who puts a reggae spin on Jesus? You're the best thing.
Right. It's playful. It's unexpected.
You can't help but tap your feet.
Totally. He's not afraid to experiment.
Break those genre barriers down.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, what else does he have up his sleeve?
Well, he's working on a contemporary rock song.
Whoa, rock! That's a big departure.
It is. What do you think that'll sound like?
What themes will he explore? Will it still be about faith or something totally different?
It's hard to imagine.
I know, but knowing him, it'll be powerful.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's going to be moving.
Oh, I agree. He's not afraid to push his own boundaries.
To keep evolving.
And he's also working on a new prayer and instrumental EP, like a continuation of the tribute to his parents.
In a land where we'll never grow old.
Standing on the promises.
Beautiful.
It's like he's found this way to express those deep emotions.
Without words.
Exactly. Music that transcends language, you know.
And it shows his vulnerability, I think.
Definitely. Sharing such personal stuff takes courage.
It does. It reminds us that even successful musicians, they're still human.
Yeah. They go through the same things we do. Pain, loss.
It's all part of it.
And sometimes music is the way to process that.
And in sharing that, it's like he's giving us permission to be vulnerable, too.
Totally. To acknowledge our own struggles, to connect with each other.
That's the beauty of music.
It creates this space for connection, for empathy.
For understanding, for realizing we're not alone.
Exactly. And that's what makes Daddy Ray so special, I think.
He's not just making music. He's creating a space for healing.
For reflection, for growth.
He's inviting us on this journey of faith, of self-discovery.
Yeah, musical exploration. And it's a journey worth taking.
So, we've covered a lot, haven't we? Daddy Ray's journey, from Birmingham to reggae, even rock music now.
It's been quite a ride.
It has. But what does it all mean for, the listener? What can they take away from all this?
Well, I think there are some really valuable insights here.
Okay, like what?
Well, for one, Daddy Ray shows us it's never too late to go after your dreams.
That's true.
He was writing songs for decades before releasing anything.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's journey is different, right? There's no set timeline for success.
That's a good point, especially nowadays with all the pressure to, achieve everything so fast.
Exactly. And he also shows the power of collaboration.
Oh, right, with all the people he's worked with.
He's constantly learning from others, bringing different voices into his music.
Makes you think about, finding your own creative community.
Yeah, those people who can support you, inspire you.
Absolutely. And of course, his music, it offers this powerful message of faith and hope.
That's at the core of it all, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not afraid to be vulnerable, to share his struggles and triumphs.
Inviting us into this deeper conversation about life, what it all means.
It's a good reminder that we're not alone in our challenges.
Yeah, there's always hope.
Even in the darkness.
And that message, it resonates with everyone, I think.
So if you're looking for music that'll uplift you, inspire you.
Make you think, make you feel.
Maybe even get you dancing a little.
Definitely check out Daddy Ray.
Yeah, his music is, well, it's a gift.
A testament to, the human spirit.
We'll be sure to put a link to his website in the show notes.
So you can explore it yourself.
But before we go, one last thought for you all to consider.
Okay.
Think about all the different styles Daddy Ray embraces. The gospel, the reggae, the instrumental, even rock.
Yeah, it's quite a mix.
So how do you think that diverse sound impacts his listeners?
How does it bridge those cultural divides, those generational gaps?
It's something to think about.
It really is. Music is powerful like that.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Daddy Ray.
Hope you enjoyed it.
We'll see you next time.